Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Unification Summer Invitational Tournament casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a best of three, with the first match being on Sugar Oasis. Down on the bottom, playing as the Imperial Fists, we have got Biggie Cheese. On the northern side, we've got Custom King playing as the Dark Angels. And Christ, after that mouthful, we are joined by the one, the only, TheLaughingMax. How are you doing, young man?
Hey there, I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to this best of three, as you said. Biggie Cheese is also known as Vasa Ogrin, so he made it all the way through, and then got defeated though in the semifinals by number, so no small feat. And yeah, Custom King got defeated by Creed. So here they are fighting in for the third place, and the third place is how do you say it in English? You get €5 if you win this best of three.
€5. You could buy a ticket to the cinema. I think it's been years since I've been to the cinema. I don't know how much it costs anymore, but they could buy something, a little treat. So, yeah. So these guys have been duking it out throughout tournaments. So they've got some glory to play for. Now this map, we've got Imperial Fists, which should be all right. On this, they've got negative cover surrounding this entire map, but they've got their whatchamacallums, their Siege Marines that can carry around the heavy cover, so that's not going to be too much of a problem for them. I've not seen Custom King play Dark Angels before, so I'm not quite sure how he rolls with these guys.
Oh, so you tell me you didn't watch the other casts of the tournament?
I mean, I've seen all the casts. I am not a busy man. Oh, shit. I've doxed myself here.
All right. So he's usually playing, as he's playing right now, like 3 Scout Opener into Company Master. That's like his bread and butter. One for him in the round of 8, lost him in the semifinals. So let's see if it stands up against the Siege Marines here and the Imperial Fists. And Vasa Ogrin, as we see, is actually going for a Siege Captain and 2 Siege Marines. So is it a standard opener for him? I think it's the opener for him also. Pretty standard for both players here.
That's alright then. We're not seeing an armory, so we won't be seeing any Thunderfire cannons coming out. Oh, sorry, no, that's Salamanders. I'm getting my races confused, I think. But we are seeing some Scout Marines going toe-to-toe for Siege Captain. The Company Master will come over and try and screen out for them. Siege Marines just trying to keep up their strategic points for now, but they'll be peppered from a distance. Tech Marine also going to come in and provide some firing support with that Combi Bolter/Plasma Pistol there.
Jokes on you, Imperial Fists also can get a Thunderfire Cannon. But not produced, it will come from a beacon. But yeah, normally not seen here. We have a one-on-one of the Siege Captain, also known as Vin Diesel, against the Company Master. And I think Vin Diesel wins this one.
That's it. He's bringing his Crozius down on the face of the Company Master, and he wasn't able to quite hold on there. You'd expect that with the Scout firing support. I mean, he's not gone for any shotguns. The shotguns might be quite useful in this kind of engagement. I mean, these guys have got the heavy cover, so they won't be taking that much range damage, but if you can knock them over, I'll at least reduce the amount of DPS they can bring out onto the field.
Yeah, I mean, the Scouts cost as much as a Siege Marine to reinforce, so that's not a well trade here. Also, these Tech Marines, we saw it earlier in the tournament, they are just man-beasts moving along. If you get an armory, they get even stronger. But that's a lot of Scouts Marines in the middle now.
Yeah, Dark Angels, known for their love of having mass Scouts at the beginning. I mean, you don't really see Dark Angels ever go for Space Marines when their Scouts are just so blooming good, but they're not holding. These Siege Marines carrying the heavy cover around with them. They're just tanking all the damage. Vin Diesel, though, looking a little bit worse for wear. And we've got the Tech Marines, just like you say, MVPs of the tournament so far, just annihilating everyone. They've got every single weapon you can possibly imagine to take on these Scouts here.
I mean, if you have servo arms, tie a gun to every servo arm, yeah, that's how they roll. And yeah, you see now also the Flamers really effective on these Siege Marines. But yeah, the Scouts could go a little back to their sentry post here. That would be very much... yeah, they should do it because they are losing models left and right. Company Master getting low as well.
That's it. I mean, they're trying to keep the heavy cover so they don't lose it, but realistically, no matter where Biggie Cheese sits, or sorry, Vasa sits, he's going to have the heavy cover anyway, so may as well use that sentry post. And I've just noticed a wonderful, glorious Union flag above that sentry post. So I'm now officially on Team Custom King just because of he's my Kingsman. We must win. England must win something eventually. Gosh darn it.
if it's not a soccer championship or anything. So just a quick economy shout. We have 92 and 10 for Custom King and 121 and 30 for Vasa Ogrin, as he would suggest from having capitalist Imperial Fists here. They know how to print the money.
That's it, and printing money has never caused any kind of economic hardships whatsoever. I do quite like how he's not going to go for that decap. He's not got the forces necessary to be able to press any further, so he's just going to stick a heavy bolter to it just next to that strategic point, just to keep it denied and stuff. But what's going on the rest of the map? We are seeing the scouts moving onto the left-hand side. The listing posts for custom have not been upgraded. We are seeing a tier 2 on the way as well, and tier 2 more or less exactly the same time. I mean, is it the exact? Oh no, it's just 10% before is Custom King. Siege Marines on left-hand side, trying to get those critical locations, but will be denied potentially unless his Tech Marine has anything to say about it, which he might do.
He will totally have something to say about it. Let's see how he fares.
That is disgusting levels of damage.
Yes, it is. Did he go did he have the armor? Yes. The plasma pistols on the Tech Marines is something that is on the list of adjustments for the next version. As you can see, it's quite a powerful plasma pistol on a builder, you see.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like, I've not noticed the Tech Marine being used in this kind of way at all. I mean, what, this patch came out, what, October, November of last year, sometime like that? And I've not seen Tech Marines being used like this, except for maybe like the past month or two. So it feels like a new meta has been evolving over the past few weeks here.
Yeah, that's exactly also something for the tournament. It's like, I because there was someone asking, are there any general rules in the tournament? I say no. It's a bare knuckle fist fight. Bring everything you can. So you only see like the overpowered, underpowered stuff if people just use everything, and the tournament is a perfect showcase for it, I guess.
Absolutely. Now, just to double check, in this tournament, these players are locked into their races. Once they've chosen their factions, that's it. There's no switching between the two.
Yeah, in one match, the full games will be played with the same factions. You can you pick 4 factions, can ban 3 factions. So if the enemy bans your first faction, you play the second. If they ban the second faction as well, you play your third factions, and so on. But the factions are set for the full match. That is, and we see now a really good strong push of 2 Siege Marines, 2 Tech Marines. Vin Diesel is, I think, still in there, and the third Tech Marine is building up the listing posts in the back. This is looking quite dire also economy-wise, but we have a machine nave now finishing for Custom King, so whatever comes out of it must be the saving grace here.
That's it, and to be honest, with the Siege Marines now having their combi weapons with melter guns on the end, that's, even if he gets vehicles out, the Siege Marines will have something to deal with it. We are going to see the Company Master coming in the middle, but as we saw earlier on, a 1v1 against Vin Diesel was too much for him, so going up against all these guys, slapping him around with their shields. No melee weapons in sight at the moment. That's it's looking a bit dire for Custom King here.
Yeah, it really is. It's even a minefield dropped in there. And the orbital elevator, like the hero building, like, I built it at the front. Why not? Why not?
That's it. The sheer level of confidence from Vasa here. He's also got some assault marines. So at this point, if you've got the flirt that Biggie has at the moment, may as well just bring it out. You know, you may as well spend money. And oh, that cheeky Aegis defense wall. That is just... That's disgusting.
I tell you what, this little wall here, these walls... that's... I tell you what, there was a little discussion after this game, and you can imagine what it sounded like. This is...
but from what I understand in the tournament rules, it's like pathing with vehicles and infantry, that's a no-go, but buildings are fair game from what I understand.
Yes, and these Aegis walls also cost you some power. It's not like they are free, you know. It's you need to have quite the economy before that to build this much walls. So that's just you couldn't call it a BM move or anything, but yeah, it was flexing his economy here.
That's it. It's still technically within the tournament rules, but it still feels a little dirty. It's a heel move, as they would say in wrestling. I can see another Razorback out, but sadly the Dark Angels, as I've said before in my solo casts, the Dark Angels have probably the worst Razorback out of the Dark Angels, Salamanders, and Imperial Fists. Won't be making as much of an impact as the Imperial Fists one, say.
Yeah, so even if he would be allowed to move freely, this wouldn't change a thing here. To be totally honest, his Razorbacks are surrounded by siege marines with melters and everything. So even if he could move aside, what would he do? What would he do?
Yeah, it's at this point he's just holding on for a hero, maybe hoping that all the assault marines will suddenly decide to take up pacifism as a hobby. But at this point, I reckon it's just GG.
Yeah, it's like fighting to the end. The Fortress of the Rock, as it's called for the Dark Angels, is about to go down. So yeah, this was quite the decisive game for Vasa Ogren, I have to say. And I didn't imagine him to go to this far in the tournament, but he just chose what he's able to perform here, I have to say.
Absolutely, and he's done all right. I think maybe. Oh, what else could he have done? I mean, lots of siege marines. I think the shotguns on the scouts would have made a really big difference. But again, with them being able to take up into melter guns, maybe going into vehicles was not an idea. Maybe it should have been something a bit more infantry focused. But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and custom was a little bit salty at the end, and I can see why it was a little too much. I think 2 or 3 Aegis walls would be enough, but this is a little BM move here. But it's okay. It's a tournament. There's no rules for that, so he didn't break any rules. Yeah, it's a difficult matchup, I guess, for Dark Angel, especially if you go with scouts. People, there is rumors that you can also play something else than scouts, but the people, it's still a rumor, you know.
Yeah. Dark Angels play. They like the scouts, and that's it. That's what their opening is. Scouts into Razorbacks. That is the strategy right there.
All right.
So, let's move on to the next game.
Exactly. This is 1-0 for Vasa Ogren now, and loser picks the next map, so we see what Custom King picks.
Right, And so here we are, boys and girls, with game number 2. We've got Biggie Cheese or Vasya Ogrin in the bottom left, still playing as the Imperial Fists. Our top right, Custom King, still rocking on with his Dark Angels. So, Custom King is picked Blood River, as the loser always picks the map that they play on next. We've been having a bit of a chat about the reasons why he's been going for Blood River. Max, what kind of things is Custom King maybe thinking about at the moment?
Exactly what we see from him here. It's a Scout Marine Rush, just reinforcing Scout Marines just right away through the river. So this Blood River is known for being quite a rushy map, so he's choosing his little, how should I say, differentiation from the Scout Marines. Instead of capping, he's just moving straight in. So let's see how he can deal, if he can deal some damage against these very beefy Tech Marines and Siege Marines here. Let's see, he's already in and shooting. Let's see how they fare.
So, 1 Scout Marine squad versus 2 Tech Marines and a Siege Marine squad. I'm not holding out much hope for this, but if he can separate the Siege Marines from those Tech Marines, they're busy building up their siege generator. They should be alright, but Vin Diesel will be coming out and at least be chasing these scouts around, allowing the Tech Marines to open fire. But third Scout squad is on the way in, and those numbers are building up quite quickly.
Yeah, and the thing is, he does quite a good damage here, I have to say. But yeah, 1 Tech Marine going down, but now the Siege Marines going into melee, all his Scout Marines going into attack mode. Only 1 is getting in his base. So the issue with this rush, this is now like 4 Scout Marines squads here trying to finish the Tech Marine. So there's like no points, like 1 cap point for PDGs or Vasa Ogrin, and not 1 cap point. It's about to be 1 point for Custom King. He's even decapping this 1 point. So this is wow.
Jesus, that's I mean, he's brave to go in for the decap. He's even trying to cap. Oh no, never mind. I thought he was going to try and cap it then, the mad lad. But no, he's and as he said in the previous game, these scouts are 50 blue money, and the Siege Marines are also 50 blue money. And we're seeing, when I look at the battlefield, I'm seeing a lot more dead scouts on the field than I am seeing Siege Marines.
Yes, and we saw this exactly built order against Crete, and he does the same mistake as he did against Greek. He built a generator. He does not need a generator. He floats 260 power already. This 135 requisition would have been better used in building the first listening post in his base, so he gets more money to get more scouts. You know, you don't need power to get scouts. So this is the same mistake in the build order. You do not need a generator. You build basically nothing. You can also bring like the Tech Marine with your army, or you build like your listing post in the base. So he has now a float of almost 300 power, which, as I said before, this requisition for the listing post is missing because of the generator, then missing for the next listing post, for the next listing post. So it's spiraling out of control really quick for him here.
That's it. And to be fair, though, in saying that, the Imperial Fists, they've only got one listing post at the moment, although they are fortifying it. So we've got... Oh, no, never mind me. They've got no listing post. So no, you, ignore everything I was about to say then. This is an all-in or nothing strategy, and it doesn't look like he's got the numbers for it now. Especially with what the economy... Yeah, he's... Ah, mate. Biggie Cheese, bringing out that big blue. There's not much you can do.
A low eco game for both, but as I said, it's the generator is the big mistake here. If you skip the generator, get your listing posts up earlier, and you get more scouts, like more money, more scouts, and then you can continue this push. But if you have like no money, your all in will burn down really quick here.
That's it. At this point, you would just I would recommend just taking your scouts back home and just capping anything and everything, even the critical locations, because at least they give you an extra little bit of blue. So at this point, you're not going to be winning with 5 scouts against Vin Diesel, 4 Marines, and 2 Tech Marines. So may as well just go home. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the effort. He's got this listing post down to about almost a quarter, or maybe 1/2 a health. But it'll be upgraded soon, and the Tech Marines can just come over and repair it. So,
It's nice that you say it. It's exactly what I said in the cast against Creed as well. When the first initial rush failed, I was saying, yeah, now split and take all the points on the map. Like, take the criticals, take the relics, take everything you can. So you have more squads make use of it. But he stands here eating last cannon shots to the face. One model goes down. That's going to be the next model. And now Vin Diesel and his crew is joining in the fray, saying, no way you're going to take down this listing post. Or will they?
Oh, they do manage to take it down. And
wow.
But mind you that every time I saw a Scout Marine die, I thought that's 50 blue, that's 100 blue. So losing about 200 blue requisition in taking down that listing post. And I mean, an upgraded listing post, that's about the same kind of money, so he's breaking even. He's not actually gaining anything by doing this. He's soon about to lose ground as the Siege Marines push forward and send them all the way back home. We are seeing a couple of listing... In fact, actually, we're seeing now 3 listing posts on the Dark Angel side of things. Maybe they'll come back. Maybe they'll buy more scouts. I'm not rightly sure what it's going to do in this situation.
You know, there's a tier 2 already halfway done for Vasa Ogrin here, so you see, and he's floating now, he's close to floating soon 500 power, so you see like the build order, it's like a build order mistake from the get-go, and you see that it pays dearly really fast. If you're doing a rush build order, it must be very precise, the economy must be very, how should I say, tight around your rush, so you're not allowed to have any float resources this early in the game. So now he is 500 power, so this is, yeah, as I said earlier, now you can only kind of recover if you upgrade all your listing posts, get your army money back, but yeah, tier 2 is about to finish for Vasa Ogrin. I guess we will see some Razorbacks to seal the deal here, because there's no way in Earth that the Dark Angels get any anti-vehicle in the next few minutes.
Yeah, Razorbacks will certainly seal the deal. Also seeing this listing post that they spent so long trying to shoot down just upgrade itself. It's just like, yep, I'm upgraded now, goodbye. And these guys like, oh well. And I was just watching those guys just taking plasma gun shots to the face from these Tech Marines. And over on the top side, like so this listing post on the northern side for Custom King, he could have defended, with the amount of scouts he had, he could have defended this rather than losing a base trade down on the south side. So it's absolutely bonkers.com. And Vin Diesel and the Siege Marines now just going to come back home, mind their own business, relax a little bit, wait for those Razorbacks to come back, because they don't need to push. He's in a comfortable position. It's Custom King that needs to act. And the things that he should be acting on, look at that relic, that juicy, delicious relic that he could just be capping right now. He's leaving alone.
Yeah, he's not playing the economy game the right, as I said. So we saw in the beginning, like the first few minutes looked really promising. He killed the tech marines, he killed siege marines. In theory, he could also kill the siege captain. You know, it's a numbers game at some point. But yeah, I can only say again and again, this generator paid dearly. Skip the generator for listing posts to get you get more money over time. You get some money back for building the listing post, and you can get the next listing post, and so on and so forth. So the build order in general is really cool if you just don't use the generator. It's now at 600 power float. That's like he not used a single point of power in this whole game.
Well, he's bringing out that cloister barracks, so maybe he's looking for going into tier 2. We are now seeing... Oh no, never mind the Razorbacks, we're going full on siege dreadnought. Why not? Get in there and punch them square in the chops. I mean, a Razorback would be a lot more efficient, but I mean, you may as well play for your food, mightn't you? You may as well have a little bit of fun. And just the sea of dead scouts across this battlefield is bringing a single tear to my manly eye. This is an emotional waste of life going on here. Also a Rapier Laser Destroyer. Because, I mean, why not? Why not just absolutely wipe them out? And all the scouts on the left-hand side, now they're capping things. Right, okay, there we go. Maybe he could pull it back. You gotta have hope, you gotta have faith.
Yeah, it's like the Rapier is more or less on the off chance that there will be any vehicles, like if he was able to cap and tech up and have a dreadnought or anything, like the Rapier would be the answer for that already. So... yeah, but the siege dreadnought, how much health does it have? Like almost 6k health. No way he will get through it with these silenced bolt guns from the scout marines.
That's it. We
even
are
just hitting the HQ here.
I mean, yeah, he's walking in. I mean, tier 2 is on the way, but it's not going to live for very long. It'll be in tier 2 for all of 5 seconds, and then the dreadnought will just face palm him in the chops, and then that's good night, sweet prince. Second siege dreadnought on the way, but the population is full. So I mean, and look at the float for like Vasa. He's doing so well. They can't even keep up with the amount of stuff that he needs to buy because he doesn't really need that much to win.
Yeah, he could go tier 3 by now, if you ask me. You could just click it on the HQ. Oh no, he needs an armory. That's why. I think Imperial Fists need an armory for tier 3, so that's why he is a little late on that. Yeah, and I do not want to discredit Custom King too much. He had the right idea in the sense that you cannot win a longer game against Imperial Fists because the economy is like too strong. So I pick a rush map in Blood River, but then as I said already, the build order was a little messed up a bit, and that paid here. So this is, yeah, if the rush fails, this is what happens, you know. It's play a rush, you win the rush, you lose the rush, either way.
So it's a tricky game, is a rush game, because I've seen it sometimes like with Orcs, they'll build like lots of slugger boys. It's more like a harassment campaign. It's like, right, I'm gonna deny you your economy while building up my own. That is sometimes the way you'll see rush players do their strategies, but when you go in full balls to the walls, right, I'm going to rush you with the intent to kill, that is an entirely different game. I'm not sure what this plasma guns turret is doing all the way down here. It's not quite within range of the main party, but I mean, it's a nice idea all the same.
Yeah, it's getting upgraded to a twinning glass cannon to fight off these the dreadnought. That's the idea of the turret. It's the easiest way to get AV out, but yeah, as you see, the positioning is a little off. Yeah, I think there was a real chance for the rush to work. You saw the tech marines going down, and I think, yeah, if he had an economy going and at the back of his rush, there would be a real chance that he got a superior economy game early on, and then could, yeah, get a quicker tier 2 than the Imperial Fists, and then roll out, I don't know, some dreadnoughts with autocannons, dreadnought with plasma cannons, like all the good things the Dark Ages can do, or even a quick tier 3 in a sense. So there would be options, but yeah, the Fortress of the Rock will go down. The dreadnought is working overtime with only his left arm all the time.
That's it. Who needs 2 arms when you've got a big left arm? That Fortress of the Rock has gone down. Only a cloister barracks left. The Tech Marine is getting a lot of fire in the face. Scout's managing to get a couple of Siege Marines down, but I mean, Vася can just auto-reinforce them all day long. Last of the Scouts has finished, and that is, for all intents and purposes, a GG. Oh, this is the best of 3, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's over.
It's over.
2-0.
Oh, wow, there we go. So well done, Vasya. You have won 5 shiny euros to spend on whatever you want.
And there's a little hero story for Vasa Ogrin here. He has, I think his PayPal account is blocked or something, so he's not. There's no way he can receive the money, so he donated it back for the next tournament already. So big shout outs to him for being like the man he is, you know.
What a hero! What an absolute champion! So with this being third place, LaughingMax, what's going on with first and second place?
Yeah, that's gonna be another co-cast we do. Jokes on us over on my channel, where it is fighting of Number versus Creed, Emperor's Children versus Imperial Guard. So yeah, I'm not. We haven't talked what days it will come, like right after this or later. You will see. You will notice on the channels.
That's it. There'll be some sort of playlist, and then when the video is up as well, I'll also post a link in the description. Should you be watching this video maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 years into the future, it'll all be streamlined and stuff. Cool. Right. Okay. So that is all we need to. I do believe. Anything else that we need to mention?
No, I think this is really a good finish line over here. I enjoyed seeing these games. As I said, the second game was the potential for a comeback, but yeah, the history has been achieved here.
There we go, good stuff. In that case then, well, mine's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never chore. I'll see you in a bit. Peace.
Bye-bye.